My name is Mark Gauthier. I'm the Deputy Administrator of the ShipSource Oil Pollution Fund. By creating the fund on April 24, 1989, 30 years ago today, Canada established a compensation regime while protecting taxpayers. The main feature is that victims of pollution can be compensated directly by the fund, which then takes action against the polluter. When it was created, the fund was vested with $150 million from received contributions paid by oil receivers and shippers in the 1970s and from interest generated on those contributions. Today, the fund's accumulated surplus exceeds $405 million from accrued interest. We are happy to celebrate with you 30 years of compensating victims from oil pollution from ships. We chose this logo because it represents what is at the heart of our mandate. Throughout the year of celebration, our priority is to increase awareness of the fund for the benefit of all Canadians. Since 1989, we have received more than 409 claims for oil pollution damage caused by the discharge or the risk of discharge of oil or oil products from ships of any type in Canadian waters. All this for a total of $24 million in compensation. We provide compensation for cleanup costs, preventive measures, losses related to tourism and fishing, loss of income, loss of means of livelihood, property damage, economic loss, and the costs of repairing environmental damage. The Canadian Coast Guard remains the fund's main claimant, with close to 7 of 10 claims submitted to the fund. However, we are actively working to inform other potential claimants of the fund's existence and the compensation they are entitled to. Last year was an historic year in terms of the diversity of claimants. We want to continue to raise awareness among ports, harbors, marinas, all levels of government and municipalities, businesses, ship owners, coastal landowners, fishermen, emergency responders, and Indigenous communities. Here are a few highlights that have marked the fund's history. The largest total claimed in a single year was in 2017-2018, when the fund received 32 claims for a total of $7 million. The highest compensation ever paid to a single claimant was in 2018, when the fund paid $4.2 million to the Canadian Coast Guard following the sinking of the Chalk Determination in Trois-Rivières. Over the last 30 years, 1 of every 4 claims involved a derelict or abandoned vessel or a wreck. Some of those have attracted much attention. For example, the Farley Moat, the Vicky Lynn II, and the King Arthur barge. The fund struggles to recover costs from the owners of such vessels. Indeed, the polluter pays principle is key to our compensation regime. Despite the challenges, we take all reasonable steps to recover costs from polluters. Over a period of 30 years, administrators have been involved in 48 court cases. Our efforts have increased in the last 3 years, during which 22 court actions were instituted and $2.6 million was recovered through the courts or out of court, more than ever before. At the international level, we have an important relationship with the international funds, which would compensate Canadian victims in the case of spills from oil tankers. The ShipSource Oil Pollution Fund pays the Canadian contributions to the international funds. Canadian victims received $12 million from the International Fund following the spill of 200 tons of fuel oil from the tanker Rio Orinoco, which sank off Anticosti Island in 1990. The fund is constantly evolving, particularly as a result of legislative changes that have clarified and strengthened our mandate over time. This year, we will be publishing more tools aimed at facilitating claims, such as a simplified form for small claims of $35,000 or less, and an enhanced version of our claims manual. We invite you to join the discussion by subscribing to our distribution list on the website and sharing your views on our social media. We also invite you to participate in our anniversary conference online, scheduled for May 28. Links will soon be available from our website. This anniversary provides us with an ideal opportunity to engage further with numerous stakeholders in order to continue to promote access to justice while respecting the interests of ship owners. Thank you.